I'm Blue and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I am doing 3 looks with one palette, and that palette is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Allure palette. So if you'd like to see how I got this look and 2 others, then just keep on watching. I don't know where this is going to be in the video, but this is going to be the first look that I do for the 3 looks 1 palette video with the Allure palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I'm really excited. I was just looking at it and like, I wonder what I want to do today, because all these colors, I have so many like things that I want to do, and I want to do some more monochromatic looks to like with this palette, because I just want to like see the colors by themselves, but also I want to use every color possible. So I'm just going to jump into it. I'm doing this a little bit differently because I am really excited to do makeup, do my other eye on video with my friend. And so I'm just like, okay, I got to figure something out. And I'm already having a late start because last night I couldn't sleep and I'm talking too much. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to start out with X marks the spot. And I'm just going to pop that into the crease. I'm taking the Makeup Shack T66 brush for this. So I'm going to take it in the crease. And I'm going to take it about 1/3 of the way. I'm going to kind of drag it towards the bridge of my nose a little bit. I'm going to clean that brush off, and I'm going to go into just a little bit of tentacles. And I'm only going to take it about 1/4 of the way. And then I'm going to take the D and pat it. Sorry I'm sitting funny. My back has just been really hurting the past few days. So I'm going to take the deep, and I'm going to start to kind of take it up before we really get to that outer corner there. I'm going to take this dough color number 12 brush and just start to diffuse these shades real quick. And I'm going to clean that brush off before I get to the blue, because I don't want to make it be purple. I want it to stay blue. Alright, so I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills A14 brush. I'm going to take the shade Booty to blend out X marks the spot. And I'm going to clean that brush off and take a little bit of Seductress to blend out tentacles. Just a little bit. And it's so pigmented that you really don't have to do much with it. Like, you just stick your brush in just like gently, and it's so good. Already. And then I'm going to take Explore to blend out the D. About like that. And then I'm just going to make sure I have that brush cleaned off, and I'm going to go into Faded to blend out Booty. So what kind of music have y'all been listening to lately? Right now I have such an odd song stuck in my head. My husband really likes the band Heart Attack Man, and I'll listen to them. I just, you know, hadn't been listening to a whole lot of music aside from Carol's Daughter. But the one song that goes, life sucks, life sucks. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but it's a rainy day, and I just have felt, today's been a really hard day. I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up, and the only thing I could think about was Shem work, and I was like really down, and I was like, I don't want to film, and I was like, well, film. And I was like, well, voiceover. And I was like, no, because usually when I get in here and do this, it helps me to feel better. So I was like, I'm just going to come in here and do a look, and, you know, so I guess my mind is still trying to shift into the good mood, but I already feel a little bit better, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to take Faded to kind of blend out Seductress as well. And I will go in and touch Booty up. To blend out Explore, I'm going to take Seafoam because I already know this is going to be probably the first shade that I hit pan on. Oh my gosh, what are words? So I'm going to take that to blend out the blue. The blues. Whenever I do like a lot of blue in a look, I just think of Summer Shandy by the front bottom. So, got them bad boy blues, baby. I'm gonna be embarrassed when I edit that and I actually put it on the internet because I don't. That's like, this. Oh, this is already kind of coming together. I had like a different look in my brain, but then as I was having my coffee this morning, I was like, brand new idea. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I like how this is coming together. I'm going to clean off the T66 brush from the Makeup Shack, and I am going to go ahead and kind of touch up the darker shades real quick. So I'm going to start with X marks the spot. My brain is just jumbled today. And now tentacles. And the deep. When I hear the deep, I think of Adele, Rolling in the Deep. Oh my gosh, that song was my favorite forever. I'm kind of contemplating contact lenses. If I want to put in green ones or blue ones. Sorry about that, my camera cut off. I don't know where it cut off. But I went in and I've touched up Booty. And I've touched up the shade Explore. I got in the zone and didn't realize the camera went off. So I've touched them up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean up my lid and all that good stuff with some micellar water on a Q-tip. And then carve out my crease with some of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair. I have an idea for my lid space. And I'm probably going to do the white Gerard Cosmetics space for that. This is fixing to be a long one. I feel like that's just, you know, takes a while to do it, but I enjoy it and I want to like show how I do things. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just going to clean this lid up because I'm ready to see how it looks. I'm excited. I have a picture in my head and I'm just like, please do. Please do what I want you to do. Okay, something in my brain just told me it was time for some Paramore. So, Paramore jam session while I did that. I am gonna go ahead and take the Elf and J Kiss and J5 brush because I don't know where I set my Sigma one. It's fine. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take... Let's do... I'm a sucker for purple being blended out with blue. And I know I already used Seafoam. So I probably won't do it. I'll probably do Catch Me because I haven't used that yet. So I'm going to just go ahead and take Tentacles. And kind of put it in the crease like this. Woo! Flick it up. Leak. Leak. Alright. To make, because I feel like this is going to take a really long time and I don't want this video to be super long and, you know, just, I feel like if this look is the longest, then if I decide to do something else really creative, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to continue to do this as it is, but the rest of the lid work and whatnot, I think I'm just going to do that as a voiceover because that will save some time. Because I can just not be rambling like I'm doing now. So I'm going to go ahead and take that same brush. Actually, no, I found my Sigma E25 brush. Good. I'm going to go into Seductress. And I'm going to blend that out just a little bit. trying to be very, very, very precise. I can always go in and touch up tentacles because I feel like I'm going to lose it because I'm trying to do like the most precise blend right now. At least right up under this blue. Alright, and then I'm going to go back into the, I'm going to take that Elf and J Kiss a J5 brush and dip my brush into Catch Me. It's taken everything I have not to go into seafoam, but I have a plan for that. Just easy baby blends. I think I'm going to go into that ABH A14 brush for this. Make sure it's cleaned up. Alright, I'm going to go back into Seductress real quick. And I'm going to pat a little bit more of Catch Me on. Because that's the magic of Blend Bunny Cosmetics, is you can just pat that eyeshadow and it blends like a dream. Okay, I'm gonna go into Tentacles real quick to bring it back. This is where it's gonna be kind of messy, but that's okay because that's the main focus of cleaning here in just a moment. Alright, so I'm gonna go back in with some more micellar water on a Q-tip and then carve out creases again. Alright, so I'm going to take Seafoam with the Elf and J Kiss a J5 brush, and I'm doing like the little graphic liner, but it's not really liner. And I'm taking Seafoam and Sea Nymph and Jellyfish and just kind of giving it that more of a graphic liner effect, but with eyeshadow. I like this brush because I feel like I can be more precise with it. So I'm just taking these shades, putting them in the crease, kind of hugging it up against the darker mattes that are in the crease, and just making sure they're nice and blended together. I'm doing very, very light pressure, like hardly any pressure at all. Back and forth, windshield wipe motions, all that good stuff. Now I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip and clean my lid up so that I can carve the crease yet again to make that little line just be crisp, because I wanted a nice, crisp, sharp, and defined little detail going on in the crease. With that same brush, I'm taking X marks the spot, and I'm going to wing it out and kind of take it slightly onto the lid. I say slightly, but just a little more on the lid than how I would normally do if I was doing like this winged out shape. But I'm just taking it, kind of doing like a graphic liner, filling it in, and like an eighth of the way onto the lid, maybe a third, if that. That way it's nice and diffuse. I'm taking the deep now, and I'm doing the same thing just towards like the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to kind of drag it over like how I like to do with halo eye looks. So I take my arm kind of over and drag it. I feel like that just makes it blend a little bit better, and with this brush I was just like, yes, it's precise. So now I'm going to take a Mermaid Lagoon and just blend out the deep with it. It's a lot of colors. I wanted to try to use as many colors as I could from this palette because they're all so beautiful. So I'm going to take that and blend out the deep, and then I'm going to take some Seafoam to blend out Mermaid Lagoon. And now I'm going to take a little bit of Tentacles to blend out X marks the spot. I forgot the name of the shade, and I don't think it was Tentacles. I don't know why my brain was thinking Tentacles. It's Seductress. So I'm taking Seductress to blend out X marks the spot, and then I'm going to take some of Jellyfish to blend that out, just to make sure it's nice and gradient. So I'm just kind of patting it, tapping it, dragging it, all with the lightest amount of pressure. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Seafoam with the Sigma E25 brush. I know I said Seafoam earlier. I just jumped ahead of myself because I forgot that I took a little bit more of Mermaid Lagoon there. Sorry about that. I have everything written out, but I obviously can't read today. So with that same brush, the Sigma E25 brush, I'm taking Jellyfish to blend out Seductress and get it nice and all packed onto the lid, doing little baby blenderoos. Do you hear Flu? She has a lot to say. So then I'm going to take Lost at Sea to add that down the center of my lid. It's almost like a halo eye, but not quite. I was just super excited to do an all matte look for this, but I'm just taking it to blend them together, and I just really loved how they turned out. I'm going in and touching up Jellyfish and Seafoam and Lost at Sea just to make sure that they're nice and gradiently blended and that I have them just packed down good. And let me tell you, this look was low-key a workout. Like, filming it after I got all the footage onto my computer, it was well over an hour long. Alright, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? This is the first one that I've done. I don't know where this will be in the video, especially since this one's gonna be kind of different. This one's like half me talking, the rest voiceover, and there may or may not be like a voiceover in here. I don't know. I don't have it in me to think that far ahead this week. But yes, these colors, I am seriously in love. And my best friend Slay with Desiree on Instagram she was asking like, what lashes are you gonna wear? And I was like, I don't know. And we were looking, like, talking about Davini lashes, and she was like, don't you have Tinky? And I was like, yeah. And I put them up, and then I showed her, and she was like, wear those. And I'm like, I did, and I'm really glad. So shout out to Desiree for the lash idea, because I feel like it really goes well with these colors. And this is the first time in probably a couple months, but definitely the second time in a hot minute that I've done a full-on like all matte look, and I feel like a different person. I'm so used to just putting all kinds of like shimmers and stuff, but I wanted to play with the mattes and give them their moment to shine, because just look at them. They almost look like they're neon, but like they have a glow to them. I'm obsessed, I'm in love, and I'm not going to ramble too much because I still have 2 other looks, so I want to thank you for being here, and I'll see you in just a second. Now for a spacey Valentine's Day look. I'm taking the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B2 brush and X marks the spot, and I'm focusing it on the outer corner of my eye and kind of winging it outwards. And I'm going to take it halfway into the crease, not all the way, because I will be taking Booty to do that. I just wanted this to be the depth, but I wanted it to be super pink. I love the shade so much, so it's so dreamy. So I'm really just packing it into the outer corner of my eye area, and then just kind of gently winging it out there, getting the shape built up and getting all the pigment placed, because I will be taking the B1 brush for Blend Bunny Cosmetics as well right now to soften the blend, to diffuse it, and get ready for Booty. So now I'm taking Booty to blend out X marks the spot. I'm going to run this all the way through the crease towards the inner corner of my eye before I blend out X marks the spot with it. And I'm going to make sure that it's a nice and super pink blend. I know I just said that, but I'm going into the crease and then I'm blending out X marks the spot with it. That way, when I do that, I'm doing it right where the shade was diffused when I blended out X marks the spot, just kind of packing it on there and doing back and forth windshield wiper motions. I'm also going to blend out the bottom bit because I just wanted it to be like a blown out, winged out kind of look, but X marks the spot be the depth and it just be super vibrant. But the shades in this palette are so electric. I love them. So with this iconic London brush, I'm taking the shade Baited and I'm going to blend out Booty with it. And I'm just doing back and forth windshield wiper motions with the lightest amount of pressure. I cannot get over how gorgeous these colors in this palette is. Or what are words? But I'm doing back and forth windshield wiper motions with the lightest amount of pressure. And I'm going to take it, wing it out, and then I'm going to go in and touch booty up yet again, just to bring it back, go in and touch up all the shades. I feel like being repetitive with makeup kind of makes it pack that powerful pigment, if that makes sense. Like, you kind of lose some of it in the blending, so just going in and touching it up just makes it more vibrant. And I love a dramatic, colorful look so much, and I wanted to try to bring some of that with this, because I felt like it would be like a cute Valentine's Day look, and then to kind of like put a space twist on a Valentine's Day look. Anyway, going back into all those shades, touching them up. Right now, I'm working on touching up booty and just winging it out, softening the blend up. And now I'm going to add a little more X marks the spot, just kind of focusing on packing it into the crease on the outer corner of my eye, and then kind of taking it inwards just a little bit into like almost halfway into the crease on my lid, and then kind of taking it and winging out just a little bit, because I wanted it to be super, super smoky and just as pink as possible. I'm going to go back in with that fluffier brush and just start to diffuse the shades and use Baited again, just to kind of soften the blend. Now I'm just going to get my lid ready. I'm going to use my solar water on a Q-tip, get the lid cleaned off, and then carve out my crease with some of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in white. I like to use the white when I'm working with pastels because I feel like it just gives them their moment. So I use the Nameless Morphe brush that I've had forever. It's like a concealer brush or something like that. It's old, but I'm going to carve out my crease with it. I'm just kind of putting it on that skin that has nothing over it. Sorry, I ended up having a coughing spell, like not really like coughing, but my allergies, they've been a mess this week. It's the weather change. But I'm taking some more of X Marks the Spot on that Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush, and I'm popping it on the outer corner of that base, but also dragging it over just a little bit. And I'm just only going to take it about a third of the way. Then I'm going to go in with Booty and blend it with X Marks the Spot, taking it about a third of the way as well. And I will go back in to X Marks the Spot to get it nice and blended with Booty and make sure that it's just a nice gradient blend, even though I am going to add a fun pop of sparkles. I just wanted to make sure that I had like the colors on my lid. I don't know, it was a idea that I just had. I was like, let's do it like matte, but then put like the shimmer on top. But now I'm taking that fluffier brush and packing Baited onto the lid as well and getting it blended with Booty. And then I will go back into Booty and touch it up and make sure that everything is nice and blended and just as gradiently blended as can be. Okay, gotta be dramatic for a minute. Pearl needed its own dramatic entrance. Look at that. So I'm just going to start out by applying it to my lid with my finger. And then I'm going to take the Doe Color number 14 brush to hug that shade up in that crease. But this shade over these mattes, oh my gosh, you can really see the shift in the shade of like the duochrome of Pearl. It is so dreamy. I was really, really glad that I decided to do this. So for my hearts, this is like a dot tool, kind of nail tool or whatever that I got off of Amazon. So I'm doing 2 little circles, and I'm going to let them dry before I go in to like make the pointy bit of the heart. So I'm just kind of mapping out the bits of the hearts. They kind of look like broken hearts, not really like hearts, just like dots, okay? My mind is all over the place. It's late. This video's late. I have been editing it forever, it feels like, but it's been fun. So I'm taking it, I'm filling the heart in and just kind of connecting it from the 2 dots and then sharpening it to make the like pointy bit of the heart. I hope that that came out in a way that was like understandable, because I feel like I don't quite exactly know how to explain things like that. But for the little Valentine's Day meets space moment, I'm taking this little nail brush and I'm taking some pink liner, and I am doing like a little like a C shape, but angled kind of different. And then I'm going to take that liner across the heart and then do the other like angled C to connect it. Off camera, I added some gleams, so for that I will have the card in the upper corner area if you would be interested in seeing how I do my gleams. I have a tutorial. So now I'm going to add some gems, and I'm going to take the same 3 shades of the mattes that I did on the top of my eye and do that for my lower lash line. And I mainly use the Sigma E25 brush for this, and then I take the fluffier brush with Baited. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I think it's cute. I kind of don't know if I would do the Saturn hearts. I don't know. I think that's kind of different. I've just learned how to do Saturn, so like Saturn hearts, I'm just like, oh yeah, they're cute. Because I have these earrings I wanted to match, so I was like, what is that? But I feel like they turned out kind of cute. What do you think? Alright, so off to the next look. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so I kind of wasn't sure that I meant to do 2 Valentine's Day looks with this, but kind of, sort of. I felt like that would be fun. So let's just get right on into this. Before I start, let me know what kind of looks you'd like to see next with the Allure palette, because I will be doing more. I just have a Terra Moons Cosmetics video that I am going to film the last bit of it tomorrow. I had a request for a video. I'm going to finish that. That'll be up next Sunday. So let me know what looks you'd like to see with the Allure palette, because I'm super excited to get some started. Anyway, I'm just going to start out with the Makeup Shack T66 brush and the shade Tentacles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to apply it into the crease and take it about halfway. I have my lid prime with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair, and I just saw today that it is back in stock. So if you've been waiting for it to come back into stock, it's back. It's one of my favorites. So what I'm going to do here is just start to kind of round it, because I like to do more rounded halo eyes for the most part. And just kind of make sure I have it towards the center. Kind of do almost like a C shape. I'm going to take that onto the lid a little bit. I got sidetracked before I started. I've been in here and had this on for like an hour, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. And it's like, what are you doing? Get this finished. You gotta do 2 looks tomorrow. So here I am. I'm gonna clean that brush off, and I'm gonna take X marks the spot. In my mermaid cut crease, the video that I put up on Wednesday that had the swatches of this palette, I had mentioned that I felt like this is going to be like the perfect Valentine's Day palette, just because of the pinks and the purples. And I can already tell, like, this is going to definitely be one that I dip into a lot. So I'm taking X marks the spot, and I'm going to put it in the crease, and I'm going to take it halfway, and then I'm going to blend these shades together. But I want to get the shape built up real quick. Yesterday I was not having a very good day. I planned on filming this yesterday, but I was not having the best of days. But what made my day better was Trove came in. I was excited because sparkles make my day better. So it came in. I'm really excited. So if you would like a look with the Allure palette and Trove, let me know. I will do that. And now I'm going to take a little bit more of Tentacles and just pat it. I will pat the two together to blend them. One of my absolute favorite things about this palette, and I noticed it right off the bat, is that it blends so effortlessly. It's like, Blend Bunny Cosmetics formula is super blendable. It blends easily and beautifully. There's something about this, it's just like magic. Like, it just blends like on its own. So I love that. I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush and just start to diffuse these shades. to get them nice and softened and ready for the next shades. Alright, so to blend out tentacles with the Makeup Shack T66 brush, I'm going to take Seductress, and right where it's diffused, right where it's lighter, I'm going to start to just kind of pat Seductress. If you hear some banging around right now, I think my cats have the zoomies. When I went and checked on everybody before I come in here to start to film, Ginger was awake having a snack, and Floof was asleep on my vanity in my bedroom, and Bee was napping in a box in my closet. It's just like my coats and stuff like that. I have not been the best at keeping up with getting my wardrobe kind of changed for the cooler weather, partly because anymore I dread to leave the house unless I have to edit, or sometimes I really just don't want to be here because I get it's kind of my mind has not been very nice to me. But anyway, when I went and checked on the cats, 2 were napping and Ginger was snacking, so I have no idea if they have woke up and decided to play or if Ginger's just having fun by herself. Ginger is, let me see, she will be 13 this year, and she acts like the biggest kitten. I have some, they're like little mice plushies that like cat toys, and I found, I'm going to take Booty with the same brush, I just cleaned it off, but they're shaped like candy corn, and Ginger loves to play with them, and she'll get them, and you will think like something's wrong, because she'll just like have such an odd meow. But the funny thing is when she's playing with them, if you look at her, like, she'll drop it and run, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, it's funny. Come play where I can see you. Like, she doesn't want you to watch her play. But she plays so much, which makes me really happy, because I feel like with her being as old as she is, her playing just means that she's still like a kitten at heart. We've had her for so long that I know that one day we're not going to have her anymore, which makes me absolutely devastated. But she is just like the sweetest little old lady. But sometimes she's sassy. She will get to be having a grumpy attitude where all she wants is her daddy and a fleece blanket. And don't even look at her sideways. So I know I said my mind has not been a fun place. It is not. That's why I didn't film yesterday. I just wanted to do makeup and try to do something to keep busy, because I was just having, like, the last few days, I don't know what has made me feel so sad. Like, I know what it is, but I don't know, like, why it's been harder to kind of, like, come out of that. And yeah, so yesterday I was just like, just not gonna feel like, okay. Because I don't want to come on and be bad vibes. I want this to just be fun and lighthearted, but also a place where we can talk about these things. Like, I feel like we do need to talk about our feelings. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and say something about it, but also, like, you know, like, I don't want to come on when I'm not having a good day, if that makes sense, but still, like, kind of talk about it, because I feel like we should. Like, all of us collectively need to talk about how we feel, instead of, like, letting it just be, like, building up. I'm still learning, though. I am still learning. I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B2 brush and the shade Baited. And, well, I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to start to blend out Booty with it. On the other eye, I went in with Jellyfish first, but it doesn't really matter. I love these pastels so much. Really, really, really. I like Blend Bunny Cosmetics has the best pastels. You're not going to find, that I'm aware of, a better pastel on the market as far as like makeup goes. I used to be really intimidated by pastels, but then I got the Blends palette and I was like, oh, Oh, this is a whole new world. My voice just cracked. It is very cold. So where some of my family lives, yesterday it was starting to snow and it was raining here, which I kind of feel like rainy days because we've been having a lot of rainy days lately. That's kind of been like what's gotten me in a funk. Anyway, it was snowing there, and it's just been so cold lately that anytime the weather just it just changes. It'll go from being not super cold, but goes to being like cold enough to snow. My allergies, I don't know what it is. I get all like and like stuffy. It's weird. So with that same brush, I just cleaned it off. I'm going to go into Jellyfish, and I'm going to blend out Seductress real quick. I forgot to diffuse it, but it's okay. I'll go in and touch it up and make it be blended. I love these purples, these pastels. I cannot. So as far as like shapes, like halo eyes, cut creases, half cut creases, no like cuts or anything like that, so like solid colors and whatnot, what would you like to see from me? Because I kind of like, I'll just look at the shades and kind of think of something to do, but I also want to create things that you would like to see. Like, I feel like that's fun. That's why I really love getting requests, because I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like that gives me an idea like of what kind of shape and what not to do. So if you have any recommendations on any like shapes and all that good stuff that you'd like to see, please let me know. I always enjoy that. And I just want to be able to make things that inspire you, interest you, things like that, because that's a lot of fun, and I want this community of all of us to just like have fun together and whatnot. I don't know what are words. I struggle. I'm gonna take that B1 brush and I'm gonna go back into Seductress and kind of bring it back because I did lose it. I'm just gonna kind of focus on patting it, and I look at how this just blends beautifully. Do you see how effortlessly? I am mesmerized. I don't know what sorcery has went into this palette, but I love it. Blue Bunny Cosmetics always just has like the best formula, the best shades. Which kind of makes it harder for me to use the makeup that I had before I started getting the Blue Bunny Cosmetics palettes, because like I would get the palettes from other brands and like have fun with them, but it's so hard to want to reach for them since Blue Bunny Cosmetics has come out, because their formula is just unmatched. So I'm going to take Booty. I just cleaned that brush off. I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring it back. I will go back into Tentacles, and X marks the spot. In a minute to touch them up, I just want to bring the second darkest shades back. Okay, I feel like I ask this all the time, but I must know because I love music so much. And I have kind of taken a break from listening to music because I feel like I've mentioned before, but I can't remember. I am very much a music is like memories for me. So since I've been really sad with with losing Shellmark, I've tried not to listen to a lot of music because I don't want to listen to my favorite songs and be sad. So I've just kind of started trying to get back into the flow of musical things. What have been your favorite songs lately? I need to listen to the new SZA album. My best friend was telling me about it. We kind of listened to it when we video chatted the other day. And I am really excited to listen. I have a cat hair on me. Oh my goodness, I feel it. But I'm really excited to listen to it. And aside from like Carol's Daughter, today I woke up in a knuckle puck mood. And I don't know if I've said this here, but my tattoo here is a mix of copacetic and shapeshifter. And it says, I'm not the blood in my veins, which is from the song Nervous Passenger off of Shapeshifter. So that one's just one of my favorite songs ever. And I woke up this morning and was in a knuckle puck mood. So when I go and do my bass, I will be blasting knuckle puck. I guess all of that to ask, what's your favorite band? I'm really interested in knowing. Because I could talk about music almost as much as cats and makeup. Even though I feel like I'm so behind on music. Alright, so I think now what I'm going to do is just take that B2 brush and go in and start to touch up the darker shades. So I'm going to take Tentacles and really just kind of pat it down and do back and forth windshield wiper motions. With the same brush, I just cleaned it off. I'm going to go back into X marks the spot and just really start to bring it back. Doing back and forth windshield wiper motions with the lightest amount of pressure. I love these colors together. Oh my gosh. With this iconic London brush, I'm going to go back into Jellyfish and then Baited. And I'm just going to start to pat it on right where we left off with those other shades, and just look at how they melt together. It's so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I kind of thought about doing a really mermaidy kind of look today, but I was drawn to these shades, so it was like, okay, we're gonna do Valentine's Day. Alright, so I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip, clean my crease out, and then carve my crease with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair, and then we're going to do a little halo eye moment. Alright, so now I'm going to take these same shades and just kind of blend them together until I get the halo eye bit, and then I'm going to use a little bit of seafoam before I add pearl. I'm going to take the Makeup Shack T66 brush, and I'm going to start out with Tentacles, and I'm going to take it across my nose like this. Take it and just kind of drag it very gently. Now I'm going to take a little bit of X marks the spot. I just cleaned that brush off. So what I'm going to do is take it and closer to the inner corner of my eye, but still on the lid, I'm going to connect it to where I carved the crease out. And I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I'm going to go over, except I'm not going to go over my nose. I'm going to go over the opposite way. So you can kind of see it starting to already make the halo eye shape. I'm really kind of focusing X marks the spot really up against where we carved the crease out. With Seductress, I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but I'm not going to take it as far. This is really just kind of where the transition shade starts, and I will go back in and touch these up. And then I'm going to take Booty and do the same thing. I love this shade. It's so pretty. This is like the pink that I was obsessed with when I was in preschool. I would be trying to take all the really hot pink crayons. They were my favorites. I'd color all my dinosaurs pink. I was obsessed with dinosaurs when I was a kid. Dinosaurs, cats, Barbies, and Hot Wheels. I have a younger brother, so I would play Hot Wheels with him. And I'm just going to tap it along the edges of Seductress to get it nice and blended together. And you see how it just blended beautifully. I'm going to take Baited and I'm going to do the same thing just to soften it up and get ready. See, I wanted to do seafoam. I almost scrapped the entire look. I wanted seafoam to kind of be in the center and not use shimmer, because I was like, oh, an all matte halo, I would be really, really cool. but I didn't like how it looked. So instead of wiping the entire blend off, I decided to put Pearl on top of it, and I felt like with Pearl being kind of a duochrome shade and Seafoam being under it, that it looked really cute. Okay, so this is what I've got. Kind of looks a mess right now, but that's okay. I'm going to go in and touch up. I'm going to go into Seafoam and add it and then touch the shades up. So now I'm going to go back into Jellyfish and Baited and just get them blended with Seafoam. Just pat it on, do little baby drags. What I'm doing here is just like barely touching it. And they just blend so beautifully. I cannot even understand like how. Oh, I love this palette so much. I mean, I don't know how many looks I've done so far, but I know this is the third one for this video. And I think I've done 5 looks with this palette since I've had it. And I just want to use it every day. Definitely one of my favorite palettes. I feel like, oh, this is Seafoam. I'm just gonna go back in and just kind of like pat it. But I feel like this is gonna be my favorite palette of the year. So whenever I do my favorite palettes of 2023, I can already tell this is gonna be pretty high ranked because just the shades alone. And there's a look that I have been wanting to recreate forever. Let me find the screenshot. Blend Bunny Cosmetics put it on their story and was like, mentioned that would be one that could be recreated with this palette. And I was like, I've been wanting to do that, but I just wasn't sure about the colors. Got this in, played with it, was like, it definitely is. So let me find it and I will show it to you. It's by /.mua on Instagram. And I want to do that so soon. Like, I have noticed that look on Instagram so many times, and I just have always been in love and really wanted to try to recreate it, but I didn't know for sure what colors, like, out of all my palettes. And then definitely I have it on my list. So I'm just gonna go in and touch up Booty and Seductress real quick. Okay, I am gonna take my finger and go into Pearl, and I'm gonna run it down the center. So Pearl is beautiful, but with Seafoam as the base, I just definitely was like, oh, that's so cool. Run it down the center and just kind of blend it with my finger for right now. I'm gonna take the rest of that shade on the back of my hand. It's so shifty and pretty. I'm gonna take this dough color number 13 brush, is it? Number 14 brush. And I'm gonna take it and kind of get it right up in the crease and extend it a little bit. And the crease. And extend. And I'm gonna take that Makeup Shack T66 brush and a little bit more Baited and Jellyfish, and I'm gonna gently tap it along the edge. Okay, so I am going to hold my breath and hope for the best. I'm gonna take the Dimensions Graffiti Liner from Lashing Out Glam in the shade Fantasy and do kind of like a negative space wing. And after I do that, I'm going to apply gems. So what I think I'm going to do, just so that the video isn't so long, because I know the footage alone for the first look, I'm just going to do them in order as I filmed them, was like an hour and 10 minutes on its own. So I'm just gonna let this ride out, and I'm gonna use the liner, do the negative space wing, add some gems, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is a finished look. What do you think? I really kind of didn't mean to have 2 Valentine's Day looks in this, but I do plan on doing more looks with the palette, so let me know ideas that you would like to see. I would really love to try my best to recreate the look that I showed earlier. I cannot remember the name of the artist. That was several hours ago. Oh my gosh, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I don't know, like, I'm in this weird phase with makeup. Like, I will get my eyes finished and then I will go and get a snack or go want to watch something and like take it, I don't know, it's just like my brain is just like, okay, you've done this, so now do something else, and I don't like it. I don't know if I'm the only one that's like that. So like can you relate? Like, is that I don't feel like that's normal. I used to just be like kind of quick with it. Now I'm just like, I'm gonna do my eyes and then I'm gonna go have a snack and then I'm gonna do this, and it's like, no. Because I started this look at like 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. and now it's 2:30 a.m. So it doesn't normally take me that long to do gym looks. I just don't know like what took so long. But I feel like it turned out kind of cute. Which look of the 3 has been your favorite? What else would you like to see? Do you want a video with the Lure palette and the Trove palette? Please let me know. I am exhausted, so I'm not going to just ramble too much. I'm ready to go to sleep. I have to get my pictures and then I can go to sleep. I'm really excited about sleep because insomnia doesn't feel like it's kicking in so much tonight. I actually do feel pretty tired. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me and I can't thank you enough. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye.